today, being a comedian. I don't usually go to work till 7 or 9 o'clock at night. So I have all this free time to think about things. So I came up with my own charity, if you guys would like to donate to it at any point. Do you guys have homeless people around here? Okay, it's a huge problem just about everywhere. In Fresno, we have a downtown area it's full of homeless people. A lot of them are not quite right in the head, and they talk to themselves. And I noticed this, and I was like, oh, that's terrible. Because people are just walking around them. They're not giving them the time of day. They're just kind of muttering their sentences. And then it hit me. A lot of us have stopped using our Bluetooths. Or we have Bluetooths that no longer work. So my charity is we take all of our Bluetooths that no longer work or we're no longer using, and we give them to homeless people so they look like they're normal in our society. I see a guy walking down the street going, oh, so they beamed me up into the mothership. They dissected me, they sewed me back together, they x-rayed me, and then they beamed me back down to the planet. I'd be like, that guy's, oh, wait a minute. He's got a Bluetooth, he's perfectly normal. I call it Bluetooth for the toothless. Blue teeth are the saddest of all teeth. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but me and Cliff had a hard time getting here. The GPS we got some spots that weren't quite the right spot. We didn't put in the right zip code or whatnot, and we ended up in a different spot than we were supposed to be. But at one point, I was driving and Cliff fell asleep. No, I was driving, Cliff fell asleep. Yeah. We have autonomous driving now. We just put it on cruise control. We're like, Hillside Church. Got there on faith. No. But what happened while Cliff, I don't even know if Cliff knows about this. Cliff was asleep in the passenger side, and I'm trying to get to our hotel. And the guy in front of me takes a left, and I was like, GPS, like, take the next left. So I took the next left. Then he took a right. And I take that same right. This happened for 6 turns. Before he stopped looking at the road in front of him and was just looking in the rearview mirror. Like, is this guy following me? And then a couple more turns, I was like, this is getting kind of fun. And then he took a right, and I had to go straight to get to our hotel. But I'm a comedian, I commit to bits, so I took that right. I was like, it's still getting fun. Take a little longer, so I followed the guy all the way to his house. And he pulled up in his driveway. He was walking very briskly towards his door. And I pulled up in front of the house. I was big smile on my face. And I did what any of us would do. I took his stereo out of his car. I don't so much merch after the show, but if anybody needs a JVC unit, these are jokes. I have never stolen A's car stereo. Because I know there is a police officer sitting on the very back row. And third row. There's a police officer on the third row as well?
Mexican, keep talking about.
Oh. I can't even count. I was looking, I thought.
Mexican police, no jurisdiction.
He's my cousin. Blue flu is the saddest of all flu. How long have you been a police officer? Oh, so he's not really a police officer. Oh, do you work part-time? What do you do on your part-time? You're just like, whenever you got somebody down, let me come over and just kind of give them one. Like, you do what? He does the donut shop. Those are the safest donuts on the hillside. There's mean, I just retired too. I got 4 new tires on my new truck. So. I actually got my tires off of Amazon. Did you know you can do that? You can order tires off of Amazon. Yeah. They were Hot Wheel tires. But I drive a Prius, so they fit. You guys are an amazing crowd. Give it up for yourselves. This is good. I do travel a lot, and I come to a lot of the comedy clubs and that kind of stuff. But what's different about that is different people come together to a comedy club that have different backgrounds and different reasons why they're coming to a comedy club. And it's a weird dynamic. You never know what you're going to get. But what I like doing these shows is because there's already a fellowship. You guys are already brothers and sisters. And you've come together for one purpose, and that is whether me and Cliff were good or bad at doing comedy, you guys knew it was going to be that fellowship, and you were going to get that at the end of it. So it makes these so much better, and we can feel that spirit on us while we're up here. So thank you for that. And you guys are a lot less drunk than the people at the top. So that's same for you, sir. I still holding out on you. I'm not quite sure, Herb. Tiny bubbles. This lady has been handing. What was your name again, Judy? Judy has been handing me punchlines, one after another. Look at this. She's like, high five. What's your name, sweetie?
Me?
Yes. Margaret, you are adorable, by the way. I'm so glad you sat up on the front row. You pick somebody out sometimes when you get on stage, and it's not unfair to the person in the audience that you're like, I don't know if they're gonna like me. And I kind of focused in on you, and you have been a joy. Thank you so much. What I'm saying is, can I get your number? I'm sorry, I'm back it off. I've been having to do the internet dating. Have you guys? Thank you. Boy, there she is. She's back again. By the way, I hope you're single when you scream that out. It's awful! And her husband's like, what? She deleted her husband. If it was only that easy. But yeah, when I first started internet dating, I didn't internet date. When I first started dating, there was none of that. Before my first marriage, there was no real internet. I mean, the internet we had was like you'd answer a phone and go. The young kids were like, "What was that? What's that?" Yeah. It was exactly, this kid knows it. I don't know how you know it. Are you that little Tibetan monk? But yeah, I found out something about the women on these profiles. They don't really put the real profile picture. Well, I mean, it's you. Mind you, it's your actual person. But they get these filters on the camera, and they get their hair all did, and the lighting all done, and they get that camera angle, just right, and they do the ducky face. Yeah, I started talking to this 25-year-old girl on the internet, and we finally decided to meet. Turned out she was me. It's all right, she paid for dinner, so it worked out. Thank you so much. Guys, I'm about to get out of here, but I do have a little something for you guys. It's actually for me because I'm going to charge you for it. If you want one. If my jokes tonight left a bad taste in your mouth, thank you. You're going to come to every one of my shows. I've got these after dinner mints. They're called Danny Minch's After Dinner Minches. And they have the color blue on the side of it. Because even though I'm a clean comedian, I'm also a blue comedian. It's weird. Yeah, these are $5 and they're terrible. The candy's terrible, so just throw that out. I didn't make these candies, so throw that out. You can keep your coins in there. It's a lot of fun. If you'd like it, and if not, I wouldn't buy one. What I would like is when you come after the show and come say hi, don't act like I'm wanting you to buy anything. Don't go, no. I'd rather shake your hand and you tell me how great of a job I did, and Cliff, how great of a job Cliff did, than worry about making any extra money. But if you just want to donate, they're $5, you can buy them, but any donation of $50,000 or more, and I will give you the whole box. Yeah. But one more time, first off, please, guys, give it up for yourselves. You have been warm, you have been loving. Next time I'm going to ask you guys to at least make a salad. I can eat beans. It's crazy. This diet I'm on is one of the most, and I tell him all about my diet, and he's like, oh, okay, that's fine, everything's great. And then he's like, I gotta stop and get something to eat. And I haven't eaten meat in 2 years. I tried, and it made me sick because I was off so long. I was just like, I'm just gonna do it. But he popped in at McDonald's, which, and gets all this food, and I'm just sitting I'm like, we're touching, basically. And he's like, you know. So he's like, you want to go to the gas station? Maybe they got something there. So we go. Because, you know, gas stations are the most nutritious food on the face of the planet. So we get in there, and I find some cashews, gesundheit. So I get the nuts, I check them out, I get me a little iced tea. Ooh, I'm gonna have food for once. Yay! I get in the car, we're driving up, and I go, hey, Cliff, I bought you these. And he's like, thank you. They were honey roasted, sugar filled. I can't have any of that. So he's been well fed. He was so cute. They were walking down the food line. And by the way, the food looked amazing. Whoever made the food, I love Mexican food. Oh, you did? Oh. I didn't see any donuts. And whoever made the food, it looked fantastic. And like I said, he was like, can't you cheat just a little bit? I was like, no. So I ate the paper plate. Which, by the way, you guys have the tastiest paper plates I have ever had in my life. And the one thing I could have was your coffee. And you all kept drinking the coffee! Guys, I'm going to be getting out of here just a second. Usually I have a big song and dance number at the end, but then me and Cliff were in the back and we listened to the lyrics and we were like, oh, we didn't even know it said that. So I tried to download no, not the clean version. I didn't want to go. I didn't even want that. Just the instrumental. And if you've never heard Flow with harps and strings, it's breathtaking. Breathtaking. So I'll get out of here with a little story about my dad. My dad, when I was a little boy, I was about 8. I have an 8-year-old now, so I now appreciate like how to torment children too. He gave me a smiley face ball. Have you seen those smiley face balls? Little rubber balls or like bouncy balls. He gave me that, a little blue smiley face ball, but this one had a frown on it. And I was like, Dad, why is it frowny? He goes, son, you just gotta play with it. You gotta, tell stories to it, play basketball with it, pass it back and forth to your friends, and it'll become happy. And so I did all this stuff. I would read it bedtime stories. I'd tuck it in with me. Me and my friends would throw it back and forth. I would throw it, never smiled. So I walked up after about a month and a half of this, and I was like, Dad, this ball never smiles. He's like, son, it's a life lesson. Blue ball is the saddest of all balls. Thank you guys for being here.
Time for Cliff Hall again. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming up here and for entertaining us. And what a great time. And appreciate what you said about the fellowship. And really that is why we're here tonight. Because we're all united here by the love of God. Amen? The love we have for one another. And before we go tonight, there is still some more dessert, some stuff over there. So please head over there and hang out. You don't have to go home. You can stay here as long as you want. But anyway, thanks for coming out, guys. And once again, Danny and Cliff, thank you so much. And if you have kids, we can leave them. Don't leave them. Thank you, brother.
It's not.